One, call Haloyamla Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bacha Kodash, Bakta Yahweh, Bakta Yahweh Shai, Bakta Bacha Kodash, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Bacha Kodash. Shalom and double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone. Shalom to the elder bishops and the elders in the Akim and the Akwath of the hopeful elect. Shalom. Just want to go into a quick video. Esau is the only N word of the earth, Want to watch my wording because the algorithm could, try to take the video down, possibly the channel. But he's the only N, only nigga of the earth, right? I won't use the hard ER, but he's the only true nigga of the earth because um, they label, and they're the only black person of the earth because black means everything devoid of light. Because white means purity, holiness, righteousness, sacredness, right? And then black means everything evil, wicked, no good, devoid of light. But actually, that's their spirit, because we know that the law is a lamp. I think that's Proverbs 6:24. I got my Bible open, so I'll just go ahead and try to flip to it real quick for time's sakes. Don't want to lose this article even out of this page right here, but no, it's not that. Let's see, 6 and okay, yeah, Proverbs 6:23. For the commandment is a lamp, and the law is light, and reproofs of instruction are the way of life. So the commandments of the Most High is a lamp, and the law is a light. So they say that they're white and they're full of light, right? But actually their spirit is black, and it's them, it's devoid of light, of the commandments, because we know they don't keep their commandments. And so they're being exposed in Luke 12:2. I'll get that real quick, and we'll get a little bit of this article and get some precepts and close out. So Luke 12:2 states, for there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known, that shall not be known. So these people, all of these leaders of the earth, the Edomites, the so-called white race, the white leaders of the earth, they are being exposed left and right these days, by their own women and all throughout social media, and they're being exposed for the liars and the deceivers that they have always been. The devil the Bible speaks of. Devil means deceiver and slanderer. And so we're in the era, and we're in the age, we're in the last days, and we're in the season of everything being revealed, the truth of who's the Israelites, the so-called Blacks, Latinos, Native American Indians, and the so-called white man is being revealed in these last days. And that's prophecy. That man of sin is being revealed. And you're seeing that the leaders of the earth, the men that lead this country and own the sports and everything lucrative, right? They have their tentacles, their hands over everything. And these people, same people, are being exposed, and everyone's starting to see that these people are very wicked and very defiled, and they're abominable people. And this is merely every average so-called white boy's brother. They're all the same. They're high. It's just that they're higher up. They're higher in wickedness because they have more. They have the money and the influence to spread and push forward that wickedness, because they know who, they know what, that they are the Edomites, and they know that the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the Israelites. So it says right here, I'll just skim through some of this. It says UFC CEO Dana White, that's him right here in the picture, is under intense scrutiny following the emergence of leaked messages between him and former UFC owner Lorenzo Fertitta, exposing a series of disturbing conversations dating back to 2014. And that reminds you of who? Hillary Clinton and those emails that she was trying to hurry up and cover up, right? So if these people speak so proud, this guy here, he has a really bold, arrogant, disrespectful, rude mouth, and he says a lot of he speaks very bluntly and disrespectfully out in public. So, and during the conferences, press conferences. So if he speaks that boldly in press conferences, then how much more behind closed doors is he talking all kind of madness and racist, abominable, sayings, right? And words. It says the leaked messages contain derogatory remarks directed at notable fighters, with current UFC heavyweight champion John Jones, and this is so-called black man, a Jew, and MMA fighter Mark Hunt. I believe he's a like a from the tribe from descend from the sons of Javon, like those Samoans and those that lineage of people there, being among the targets. It says in the leaked messages, White and Fertitta are seen bad mouthing John Jones over contract negotiations, with explicit language such as calling him a scumbag. These revelations have sent shockwaves through the MMA community, that means mixed martial arts community, as fans and fighters alike grapple with the disrespectful language used by the heads of the UFC towards one of its most prominent champions. So if they're like that with their most prominent champion, how much more those that are not that high level, that are not champions and that are not um, on the rise as far as stardom and everything, because there's been countless stories about men receiving just merely like a few $1,000s per fight when they breaking their bodies down, and they have a very oppressive payment structure that they pay. It's nothing like boxing, where boxing makes a lot more money than these MMA fighters that break down their whole entire body. And and then also, so they say that they're shocked by the disrespectful language used by the heads of the UFC. Well, these are the heads, just like the heads of Congress, the heads of America, the heads of the shadow government heads that rule the earth, the WEF, World Economic Forum, that's saying that people will have nothing and like it. So this is their nature. This is their nature. All the heads of the earth, of the so-called white race, white man, is pure wickedness. There's not a good one at all. And they're all in a pack together, and they know who's the Israelites and they know who they are. And they all have this pact with all nations, all heathen leaders of the earth. So I'll skip down a bit. These devils. It says the controversy surrounding Dana White doesn't end with John Jones and Mark Hunt, as additional revelations involve Brock Lesnar, and that's a wrestler turned. Then he went to fight over there with Dana White in the UFC, and Vince McMahon. That's the owner of the WWE, the wrestling. All these people are wicked. Everywhere you turn, there's nothing but wickedness when the Most High lifts up their skirt, and they're getting aired out, their dirty laundry, and you realizing that there's nothing righteous about these people. It says the resurfacing of allegations against Lesnar including claims of exposing himself in the presence of reporter Terry Reynolds, adds a layer of complexity. See, these are cave beasts, and they have no control. And that reminds me, that's a precept I forgot to put down. I'm gonna write that down real quick. And so, if people are lewd, they're indecent people, revealing, basically exposing themselves to women in the locker room. But women shouldn't be around men's sports like that anyway. You have to question women that want to be all around the locker rooms around these men as well, and then they want to try to report it when a man does something like that. They shouldn't even be there in the first place. This is a very upside down, backwards, disorderly place. Whores and whoremongers. So it says, simultaneously, Vince McMahon faces legal troubles relating to trafficking allegations. See, just like the child trafficking, that's what they do. They traffic people, women, children. They call it Pizzagate. It's very disturbing, and these are very degenerate, cancerous people. They only know wickedness, and they only desire for wickedness. With ongoing lawsuits from individuals involved in 2022 hush money issue, in the 2022 hush money issue. So that's what they do. They do their wickedness, and they say, we got all the money, and so we'll just go ahead and we'll pay people off. but now it's being exposed in these last days because the day of the Lord won't come until everyone realizes who the criminal and the filthy criminal and fugitive of the earth is. It's the so-called white race. And here's a little bit more right quick. It says Dana White mentioned in the text message, "What's up with Jones?" That's that so-called black man. He's the heavyweight champion right now. Said, did he straighten up or is he still being a scumbag? What does that even mean? Is he straightening up? So when are they going to straighten up? Because scriptures say, who can make that straight which the Most High made crooked? Esau is crooked, and his soul that's lifted up in him is not upright. He has the upside down, twisted spirit, and he's crooked and not straight. He's the one that needs to straighten up. And he's a devil, perpetually a devil, and they're hypocrites. That this was later followed up by F that punk, Lorenzo. He needs to know we don't need him, or he will F us over more than he already does. So their definition of being F'd over, as he so non-eloquently stated, is that if a man earns what he deserves, then they're being F'd over. And then, because these people, the UFC, they're popular. They're famously known for giving the fighters peanuts and having a very oppressive payment system and structure. And if they make anything that they deserve, then they're the problem. And they're crooked, and they need to straighten up and take what they want to give them. It was a very evil and abominable thing. And so the part that upset me the most was the comment section. Everyone justifying it. A lot of people said, who cares, but they care when a LeBron James speak out about racial injustice, and they talk about him like a dog, like he the worst person ever, right? Because they're racist and they're filthy. But then let these devils talk disrespectfully about a brother in private conversations, and everyone say, who cares? Because they're hypocrites. So you can look it up, if you want to read the whole thing on your own time, but let's go ahead and grab some precepts and close out. So Job chapter 20 and verse 5. We'll start at verse 4. Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment? See, their joy, they're hypocritical because they're enjoying all the money, and they want to get mad and call someone crooked when they have to pay a man what he's deserving, and because they don't like that John Jones was negotiating, his contract to the best to earn as much money as he can, because he's getting used up, and they're going to take him for every penny. And if he gets hurt, they're not going to pay him anything. They're not going to try to pay for his medical. I know at least in the WWE, the wrestling, they don't pay for their medical expenses unless they get hurt inside the ring. But anything outside the ring, WWE, Vince McMahon, that devil, they will not pay it. So they're the wicked. Their triumphing is only for a moment, because now at the end of Vince McMahon's reign and Dana White, these devils, they're getting exposed, and then they're going to it's going to be a lot of shame that fall upon them for their wickedness. And so we'll go to Psalms chapter 11 and verse 5. The Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, trieth the righteous. That's because we go through our trials and tribulations, but it's for our increase at our last end, for salvation, and not our decrease and destruction. But the wicked and him that loveth violence, his soul hateth. So the Most High hates the wicked man and the wicked that love violence. And violence is more than just you walking up on somebody and punching them in the face, right? Words of violence as well, and they speak very violently in their actions. Their words and actions are violent, speaking very hateful about a brother that's just trying to negotiate the best contract that he deserves, and all other fighters as well, the same way that they're like that with every other fighter as well. And so the Most High hate these devils like Dana White, Vince McMahon, Lorenzo Fertitta, Donald Trump, Biden, and all the shadow government leaders of the earth, and all wicked citizens of the earth. And let's see, verse 7. For the righteous, for the righteous Lord Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, loveth righteousness. He loves the elect of Israel, and ultimately all Israel, after he judges the 2/3, and then they come back in the kingdom of heaven. His countenance doeth behold the upright. So Esau's spirit is upside down and twisted and crooked. But the 1/3 elect of Israel, of the Israelites, they're upright and straight. We're straightened up. We've straightened up. We've come out of the so-called white man's wicked society, spiritually and mentally, and we've straightened up according to the Holy Scriptures, the commandments of the Most High. So now we'll go to Job 30:8. They were children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. See, this is a prophecy. This is parabolically speaking about Esau Edom, the so-called white race. They're children of fools, yeah, children of base men. They were viler than the earth. See, these so-called white people, they descend from Cain and Abel. I mean, not Cain and Abel, Slack, excuse me, misspoke. Cain and, so you're saying those two names together. They descended from Cain, and then their forefather Esau, because the spirit of Cain is in the spirit of Esau, the Edomites, and he's a fool. How you know he's a fool? Just look at his actions. He sold his birthright for for one meal, a bloody meal that was not even cooked right. That's another characteristic, because they love it. Because how do white people so-called love their food? Rare or medium well, and it has that pink in it, or it's just bloody altogether, right? That's that spirit of Esau. That's one of the easiest, quickest, most plain ways to understand, who Esau children is today. They the children of fools, the children of base men. So, what's the base at the very bottom? They're the so-called white race. They're at the very bottom of every nation on the earth, because they're the worst nation on the earth. They were viler than the earth. They're the most wicked, filthy people. And more when you see these exposing articles and breaking news about these leaders, these Edomite so-called white owners of sports teams, and then the politicians and everyone. Every time it's always nothing but mass controversy surrounding these people, because they don't have righteousness in them. They're of Satan. So now we'll go to Sirach, chapter 4, or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 4 and 31. Let not thine hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay, because that's what they do. Their hand is wide open. When they have these sports leagues, they receive every endorsement deals from Reebok, Adidas, Nike, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, AT&T, in Walmart, in any major the top companies of the earth. They have advertising marketing dollars set aside to pay different mediums of communication to get in front of the customers to come and spend their money, right? So especially the Super Bowl, man, they spend millions of every ad that's going to be played on the Super Bowl is like millions of dollars per commercial. And so these NFL owners are reaping all that money, and it's a bunch of commercials during the Super Bowl. And so just think about how much money they make from endorsements and their most primetime slots that they charge for, right? And their partnerships and everything with the car dealerships and everything, so forth and so on. Their hands open all day for that. But then when it's time, and they're only getting these endorsements because of the product on the field. And what's the product? The so-called blacks, so-called African American, the tribe of Judah, mainly. And then also, in baseball, you have the Latin tribes, so-called Latin tribes, Northern Kingdom, and in soccer throughout the four corners. Soccer is actually the most popular sport in the entire world, but here in America, it's football and basketball and baseball. But so they these owners have their hands open and receive all that money and endorsement money, right, and TV money. It's crazy. And so, but their hand is closed doing negotiations with those same players that's responsible for them receiving all that money and endorsement money. Because I heard recently that every NFL owner, they get about at least like a $300 million check just from the TV deal alone. I believe that's what they said, and that's crazy money. Every owner gets 300 million alone just off of the TV money. That's not including what they make, from other endorsements and the stadium money when the people come to the gates and merchandise, jersey sales. It's just a crazy amount of money they make, and their hands are open all day for that. But then it's closed, and they real tight. They try to pay as little as possible. That's why they had these negotiations. It shouldn't even be a negotiation. It should just be a standard market price, without any kind of fight. But then what they do, well, yeah, that's that joy of the hypocrites for a moment, the triumphing of the wicked is but for a moment. It's a very short time. And so now we'll go to Sirach, the same chapter, same book, but going to chapter 14 and verse 3. Salakia. Verse 3. Riches are not comely for a nigger, and what should an envious man do with money? They have their hands closed to give, but it's open all day. Both hands are open to receive. And they got a big bag, a big truck, dump truck, having it open to receive everything they can because they greedy bastards. So they're the true niggers, true nigger of the earth. Riches are not comely for a nigger. And what should an envious man do with money? Because we know he's covetous and envious, and he's not going to do anything positive with that money. That's why he snatches everybody's tax money, and that money should be used to take care of things. But what they do, they line their pockets and they send it over to Ukraine and wherever else they want to send it to. That's not righteous, right? But then say that they're broke and don't have any money. And that's just a complete lie. It's a complete mismanagement. The earth is in need of new management under Yahweh in the name of his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shah. And the true government that will be leading with the Messiah, that will be ruling with the Messiah, the 144,000 of the 130 elect Israelites. So same book, chapter 10, Ecclesiasticus 10 and verse 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. So what does that mean? As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. So as a politician, so are the people, and so as the rulers of the country. So in what manner of man the ruler of the city is, like Joe Biden and the other politicians, such are all they that dwell therein. And so the citizens, the average so-called white boy you walk across, they're the exact same way. So you can't say, oh, it's just the rulers. No, they're all brethren. They're all the same. And unfortunately, a lot of our people, so-called Black Latinos, Native Americans, behave in that same manner of the cave beast, the so-called white man, Esau Edom. Same book again. The book of Ecclesiasticus is a very heavy chapter. A lot of wisdom, as the whole totality of the Bible is. But this is a really good book for wisdom and good proverbs. Verse 5, Sirach 41 and 5. The children of sinners are abominable children, and they that are conversant in the dwelling of the ungodly. So, verse 6, the inheritance of sinners' children shall perish, and their posterity shall have a perpetual reproach. That's that curse of Cain. Their posterity, meaning their bloodline, their children and children's children, children's children's children, and so forth for eternity. A perpetual reproach. Perpetual meaning never ending reproach. So now we'll go to Psalms chapter 24. and verse 3. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai? Or who shall stand in his holy place? Who's going to be blessed with that salvation? Verse 4. He that hath clean hands and a pure heart, that having that white spirit, unlike the so-called white man who has the black spirit. The elect of Israel will have the white spirit, who hath not lifted up his soul into vanity, nor sworn deceitfully. And we know that that's all they do, the so-called white race. And 2/3 of our own people, to a degree, but not like the so-called white man who runs everything and runs it very wickedly and arrogantly. Verse 5. He shall receive the blessing from the Lord Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai, and righteousness from the power of his salvation in the name of Yahweh Shai. Verse 6. This is the generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah. So who's the generation? The hopeful elect in this great calling and awakening, and hoping that we can be a part of the elect that's chosen to be a part of the 1/3. Verse 7. Lift up your heads, O ye gates. Those are the righteous. The gates is a protector. It's protection. It closes off that which is outside. So that's the leaders of Israel. O ye gates, and be ye lift up, ye everlasting doors. So that's they come in through the elect, the elect awakening through the teachers of the Israel, the elders, elder apostles, prophets, and teachers. And be ye lift up, O ye everlasting doors, and the King of glory shall come in. And that's Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. When Yahweh Shai is going to return, the King of kings and Lord of lords. So just wanted to go into this video, touching on this article a little bit. Lord willing, this video was edifying. Until next video, I say, Shalom.